Welcome back to Blues Baseball today. They take on the Alameda Merchants at home. Another home game, a two-game series for the Blues, as Connor Mendez sends in the first pitch to Trey Johnson. Mendez on the mound once again. The last time he was, as Johnson swings on and sends that one back to center field. That'll be caught for the first out today for the Blues. A look at their rotation. Connor Mendez on the mound. In the squad today, Miles Mader, CJ Moran at first, Diego Murillo at second. Shortstop is Cutter Gage Webb, third base, Brendan Comerford. In the outfield, from right to left, Kosei Suzuki, Cesar Chavez in center, and Jake Hicksaball out in left field. The designated hitter for the day, Tate Blasey. To the plate, Nico Rodriguez. Rodriguez takes strike number one as he is sent the first ball of the game so far. As I was saying, in Mendez's last appearance on the mound, he went 5 innings, let up no hits, and served 11 strikeouts. Ball to Rodriguez. On a pitch count, so we only saw him go the 5. Pitch is called a strike to Rodriguez. The count even, 2-2. Fans continuing to trickle in here at Sinsheimer. A lot of home stands for fans to be able to come to. A couple more this week, as I mentioned. Tomorrow, they'll be taking on the Alameda Merchants again. Here's the pitch, swung on, and that'll be the first strikeout of the game today to Nico Rodriguez. He goes down swinging and brings up the shortstop, Kai Laxa. Laxa takes the first pitch up high. Pitch comes in for a strike. Count 1-1 as that ball gets away from Mader for ball number 2. Laxa at Pepperdine University. Played in 51 games this year with 49 starts. As he swings on and sends that one sky high, it'll trickle into the outfield. And that'll be caught by Dom Nahar. Sorry, Jake Hicksaball out in left field. And that'll take us into the bottom of the first inning. The Blues facing the minimum, hoping to score some runs and start off the game strong when we get back. Cutter Gage Webb will start it off for the Blues in the top of the first inning. He'll take the first ball as a strike. Webb hitting leadoff in the game on Sunday as he swings and sends that one back over the third base side foul. Played in the game on Sunday against the Santa Barbara Foresters, but got a piece of his bat in his eye during his at bat in the fourth inning and had to get removed from the game. So only went the 4 innings. The Blues ended up losing that game to the Foresters. The second loss after losing the night before to the Orange County Riptides, ending their 13-game winning streak. 2 strikes to Cutter Gage Webb as he sends that one to shallow center field. A dive, and it looks like that ball will be caught. Isaiah Landry out in center field, and he'll send Cutter Gage Webb back to the dugout. That'll bring up Diego Murillo hitting in that 2 spot, playing at second base today. Murillo also appearing in that game against the Foresters on Sunday as he takes strike 1. Hit in the 9 spot, but had a great outing on the day, a double and 2 singles, one of them being an RBI. On a game where the Blues only scored 2 runs, the double was huge. She sends that one to the right side this time, and that'll be caught by Trey Johnson for the second out.
And now at the plate for the Blues, number 2, the third baseman,
Brendan Comerford back in that number 3 spot. Third baseman steps to the plate. Comerford in the last 2 games dropped to the cleanup spot in the lineup after really settling into hitting in the 3-hole. Looks like they've moved him back up to that spot. That'll be called strike 1 to Comerford. Mendez starts the game off on the mound for the Blues. He faces just the minimum. The Merchants on track to do the same unless Comerford decides to switch it up a little bit here. Second ball comes in. On the mound for the Merchants is Tommy Curran. And that'll be ball 3 to Comerford. The count 3-1. Curran, previously a Husky at the University of Washington. Pitched there last season. And that'll be called strike 2. The count now full to Comerford. Walks off to first, thinking that's ball 4. Umpire has him stepping right back into the batter's box. Count 3-2. 2 outs. The pitch. Up high, and Comerford will go to first. First batter on base in the game so far tonight, Brendan Comerford, after drawing a walk, and that'll bring up Cesar Chavez. Chavez, coincidentally, the one hitting in that 3-hole while Comerford was down in the 4th. Looks like they just flip-flopped a little bit there for this game. First pitch inside for ball 1. Count 1-0 to Chavez. Comerford over on first. Curran will toss it back over to first base. Comerford will step back on with time to spare. Chavez playing in center field today. Swung on and sent to shortstop. He'll glove it and send it over to second to get out Comerford. And that'll be it for the first inning here against the Alameda Merchants at Sinsheimer Park. We'll come back with the top of the second inning.
Still an opportunity to pick up some. Leading off the top of the second inning.
Tyson Ellis will start it off for the Merchants here in the top of the second inning. The game's scoreless. Connor Mendez on the mound after facing just the minimum in the first inning. First pitch is swung on and sent to left field. Jake Hicksonball move a couple feet in and grab that for the first out. Connor Mendez, second appearance with the Blues here at Sinsheimer.
Next up for the Merchants, number 20.
A Beaver at Oregon State University. After transferring from Lynn Benton Community College. At the plate for the Merchants, Gio Martini. As Mendez serves in strike number one. Mendez sitting in at 6 feet tall. As Martini swings and misses for strike two. Mendez ahead of the count here. Martini from Cal State University East Bay. Played there his last 2 seasons. As he swings and sends that one to shortstop, Cutter Gage Webb will grab it and toss it to Moran at first. And that'll be out number 2. And Fabian Gomez.
Is number 8, the first baseman, Fabian Gomez.
Will step to the plate, the 6th batter to the plate for the Merchants so far in the game. It's not surprising coming from Mendez on the mound, as umpire calls strike one. In Mendez's last game, faced just the minimum every time he came to the plate. No walks, no hit by pitches, no hits. Struck out 11 batters. Only 3 of them made contact with the ball, and they either went to the third baseman or the second baseman, who tossed it over to first. So very effective pitcher. The count 1-1, 2 outs, as that one is swung on to second and tossed right back over to Moran over there at first, and that'll be it. Once again, Mendez faces the minimum. No batters make it to the base pads as we go into the bottom of the second inning. The game scoreless to the bottom of the second inning. Connor Mendez, the pitcher for the Blues, has faced just the minimum in both his appearances on the mound so far in the game. Miles Mader now to the plate for the Blues. Tommy Coran sends in a pitch which is hit on and sent up in the air. It'll stay in the field, and first baseman goes in for the catch, does not make it in foul grounds. Mader with another life. The count now 1-1. Mader decked in his red gear. Pairs well with the red, white, and blue on the uniforms the Blues are sporting today. 2-1. Pitch is fouled off back towards the backstop. Count even to Mader. Mater, who caught in the last game on Sunday against the Foresters, as he sends that one to the backstop for the second time. Played in the game previous to that on Saturday against the Orange County Riptides. He as the designated hitter. We see him today as the catcher. Counts 2-2. Pitch is low and outside. The count full to Mater, who has already fouled off 3 balls. Got an extra life when the first baseman, Fabian Gomez, was unable to catch the ball in foul territory route right in front of the home dugout. And that'll be ball 4 to Mater. He'll throw off his red gear and take off for first base, the second walk of the game to the Blues. And that will bring up the first baseman, CJ Moran. Moran, who we've seen all over the lineup, really. Today he's hitting in the 6 spot, the game before in the 5 spot, and before that in the 7. As he hits that one and sends it right past the second baseman, and it trickles into right field. Round goes Mater for third. Moran catches himself in a pickle. He rounds first to go to second. Doesn't make it over, and he gets tagged out by the shortstop in the pickle. Mater gets to third. And Moran out on the pickle. It looks like he didn't even really mean to go for second. I think he saw Mater going third, thought that maybe he had more time. Checks his shoulder, notices that he's not going to make it for second, almost like hesitates for a second. And by then the ball's already sent in and he has to take off for second. It'll be recorded as a hit. A hit that moved around Mater. Tate Blasey to the plate, the designated hitter for the day, coming up with 1 out and a runner just 90 feet away from starting this game off. He'll foul that one back, and the count will be 0-2. Blasey played right field in the game against the Foresters on Sunday. Mater with a huge lead over at third as Blasey slices that one down the third base line, but it falls foul. Count 0-2. Blasey stays alive, fouling that ball off. Here's the pitch, and that'll be outside for ball 1. Miles Mater stands on third. The pitch to Blasey is way outside, and the count even 2-2. Blasey working his way back through the count. And that will be swung on for strike 3 to Blasey. He will go back to the dugout as the second out in the inning. And Kosei Suzuki will step to the plate. The first pitch to Suzuki is swung on and sent to shortstop, who grabs it and tosses it to first base. Big stretch from the first baseman, Gomez, but he will keep his foot down, and that'll be it for the for the bottom of the second inning. Still no score here at Sinsheimer. And Connor Mendez will step back to the mound here in the top of the third. Nate Lynn, the catcher, will step to the plate for the Merchants in the top of the third inning. It's Jersey Day here at Sinsheimer. Fans and interns alike sporting their favorite jerseys. I personally am wearing a Padres jersey. Nate Lynn to the plate for the first time today. Mendez has faced just the minimum in both the first and second inning. Has recorded just one strikeout. First pitch, a called strike. Nate Lynn, a Lion from Hofstra University, a Division I, a part of the Coastal Athletic Association, as strike two is called. Fans that fill the orange sheets calling for hot sauce. The pitch from Mendez is swung on and sent foul down the first base side. Kosei Suzuki with a jog over to the fence, but that ball is long gone. But out back by the Little League field. Nate Lynn appeared in 6 games in this last season with Hofstra University. As he swings and slaps that one to Diego Maria at second, he'll toss it to Moran at first, and that'll be the first out of the inning. The second ground out coming from Murillo at second. The third of the game, and Isaiah Landry, the center fielder to the plate hitting in that 8 spot. And he swings and sends that one down the third base side. It'll fall foul. The Merchants have yet to put a runner on base. Isaiah Landry swings and sends that one to left field. Hicksonbaugh barely having to move to catch it, and that'll be out too.
That'll bring up the 9th batter in the lineup for the Merchants, number 46, second baseman Alec Nava.
Alec Nava up to bat for the Merchants. The 9th batter in the lineup. Also from the University of San Francisco. In the 2026 season, played in 13 games, starting 2 of them. He swings and sends that one foul up behind the Blues dugout. Had 16 at-bats with 7 hits, 2 doubles. Rounded out for a .438 average on the season. Before that, attending Alabama State University. Pitch. That'll be ball 2 to Nava. Pitch is high for ball 3. That's 3 balls to Nava. Apologies. Looks like he went to Cal Lutheran, not the University of San Francisco. Cal Lutheran, where he recorded that .438 average on 13 games and 16 at-bats. The pitch. That'll be called strike 2. The count full to Nava with 2 outs on the inning, no runners on. And Mendez looking to secure his 3rd inning with no hits and no walks. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch. And that'll be called strike number 3. Mendez walking off the mound before the umpire even moves his arms. On trend with his last appearance at Sinsheimer. He has faced just the minimum 3 times now. As we go into the bottom of the 3rd inning, the Blues looking to score some runs. Hickson-Baugh to the plate for the Blues. Hitting in that number 9 spot. He'll take ball number 1 for his first pitch. As Coran draws in a strike. Hickson-Baugh wearing number 5 from playing his 6th game so far this season, hitting .267. Count 1-2 as he swings and hits that one onto the backstop behind home plate. Hickson-Baugh, who we've seen primarily in left field so far this season, plays at Colorado State University Pueblo, part of the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference, or RMAC, a Division II conference in Colorado. That pitch, a ball, count even, 2-2. Played in 45 games this past season, started 30 of them. And he'll swing and send that one to the second baseman, Nava, who will toss it to Gomez at first. A little squat, and that'll be out. Number 1, too. Jake Hickson-Baugh.
Back to the top of the order for the Blues.
That'll bring up the top of the order. Cutter Gage Webb will step to the plate. And his first at bat flew out to center field. He has gone pretty comfortable in that leadoff position. Saw him there last night and in last game on Sunday and the night before that on Saturday. As he fouls off the first pitch back to the home dugout. Webb will watch that one come in for strike number 2. Webb, an Owl at Rice University. Originally from San Marcos, Texas, staying in the area before Rice went to Texas State, so really did not want to leave Texas in his last season as an Owl. And he'll swing and send that one to shallow left field. A little bit of miscommunication between the shortstop and left fielder, Laxa and Martini, and that ball will drop in. Webb will make it to first base.
Bring up number 7, Diego Murillo for San Luis.
And bring up Diego Murillo, the second baseman, who flew out to right field in his first at-bat. That ball gets away from the catcher, Lynn, but Hickson-Baugh will stay on first. Count 1-0 to Murillo. Hickson-Baugh standing over on first base, and he'll go as Murillo swings and fouls that one off down the first base side. Webb will trot back over to first. Murillo's 15th game so far in the season, hitting .340 with 11 RBIs, 12 runs scored, and 2 stolen bases. That ball will get thrown over to first, and Hickson-Baugh will stand safely. Murillo moving from the 9 spot on Sunday up to the 2 spot today. Another ball thrown over to first. Count is 1-1 to Murillo. Cran eyes Webb at first. And he'll send it to Murillo, who will toss it over to the third baseman. The ball will jump out of his glove, and Murillo will make it to first base, and Webb over to second. And that'll be a hit for Murillo. Hard hit ball down to third base to Nico Rodriguez.
Hey, Holly, we gave him a hit for that. It was like 95 off the bat.
95 off the bat for Murillo. And Brendan Comerford to the plate. The first Blues base runner to make it to the pads today. That ball in the dirt. Catcher Nate Lynn keeps it in front of his feet.
It was hit too hard to be counted as an error. Yeah. Like if it was hit like 70 miles an hour, that's an error, but that's a hard play. Yeah, it was 95 off the bat.
Comerford the count 1-0. 1 out as Webb dances over on second. He'll swing for strike number 1. And that'll bring out the Alameda Merchants pitching coach to the mound.
Include Newton Construction, New Times, Mustang Private Wealth, Movement for Life, and Minton Insurance, as well as Lido.
So far, Tommy Coran has faced 11 batters in 2 1/3 innings. 3 hits so far in 3 innings. 1 in the second and 2 here in the third so far. He's recorded 1 strikeout. Looks like they'll leave him out there with Murillo on first and Webb on second. Comerford looking to make some action with runners on. The pitch is low for ball 2. Murillo creeping off of first base as Comerford fouls that one back towards the press box.
Our thanks to Slow Safe Ride for sponsoring our free foul balls tonight.
Comerford, the count even. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 runners on in his 18th game. Webb moving his feet at second as Comerford swings and strikes out for the second out here in the 3rd inning. He will retire to the dugout and Chavez will step to the plate.
And bring up Cesar Chavez, number 49 for the Blues.
2 outs, 2 runners on. Cesar Chavez, the center fielder, to the plate. Chavez, who is currently in the portal. First pitch will be a ball inside. Previously went to Cal State LA. And this past season as a Golden Eagle, played in 51 games, started all of them. 193 at bats. 68 hits, 11 doubles. And that ball will get away from Nate Lynn. And Webb will trot over to third base, sneaking himself just 90 feet away from putting a run on the board for the Blues. Runners now at the corners. Diego Murillo stays on first. And Webb making lots of noise over at third. Nico Rodriguez, a third baseman, off the bag. The count to Chavez, 2-1. Fabian Gomez stays over on first. The count is 2-1. The pitch is swung on and sent back over the first base side.
Thanks again to the Central Coast leading transportation provider, SLO Safe Ride. 3 foul ball sponsor tonight.
The umpire going to get a couple more balls from the ball boy. The count is 2-2 to Comerford. Sorry, to Chavez. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on. Cutter Gage Webb just 90 feet away from putting a run on the board, and Chavez will slice that one up the center field line, and round comes Cutter Gage Webb, and he will score the first run of the game. And Chavez will record an RBI single here in the third.
All the cups are provided courtesy of our friends at Injectors Direct, and fabulous special effects come from Magic FX. It's a 1-0 ball game, and at the plate, number 48, Miles Madoff.
Diego Murillo now stands on second base after Chavez hits the ball right up the middle into center field to bring around Webb and keep this inning going with 2 outs. Miles Mader to the plate. Mader, who led off in the last inning, walked. And it'll be a double steal for the Blues and no throw to second or third. And the Blues have 2 runners in scoring position on 2 outs.
Yeah, well, we also have 4 hits.
The count 1-0. And Mader will lace that one over to right field, and Trey Johnson will catch it to end the inning, but not before the Blues score 1 run in the third. They leave 2 runners on and no errors on the inning. They look to keep that lead as we go into the top of the 4th inning. It's the top of the 4th inning. The Blues scoring in the third. Cesar Chavez with an RBI single who brought around Cutter Gage Webb. The score 1-0 as the leadoff batter Trey Johnson steps to the plate to face Connor Mendez once again. In his first outing, he flew out to center field. So far, Mendez has faced just 3 batters in every inning. The first pitch, a called strike to Johnson, the right fielder for the Merchants. Johnson also a Trojan at Skyline College. Count is 0-1 and second called strike to Johnson. Played at Skyline College these last 2 years. In total played 74 games with 262 at-bats. A .328 career average. As he swings on strike 3. And Mendez sits down his third batter of the game. Nico Rodriguez will step to the plate in place of Johnson, the third baseman. Rodriguez, who struck out swinging in his first at-bat. From San Jose, California. Big, deep swing from him for strike 1. From Wichita State University. Went to Midi High School in San Jose, California. It called strike 2.
Rescue race, Cole, Skyler, Alex, Hunter. We need you at the marketing tent. Rescue race participants, please go to the marketing tent.
Mendez striking out the leadoff batter of the inning. The count 0-2 to Rodriguez. That pitch will be outside for ball number 1. A 2-strike approach from Rodriguez. Stepping back in the box. Tight to the plate. The pitch. And that'll be outside for ball 2. The count even 2-2. Mendez looking to record his 4th strikeout or 5th flyout. Maybe even his 4th ground out. Quickly, the count is full. Mendez has worked himself deep here against Rodriguez. He'll stay tight to the plate. Mendez shaking off the first 2 pitches. Here it comes, and that is swung on by Rodriguez for the 2nd strikeout, swinging to Mendez, and he will walk back to the dugout. Kyle Laxa, the shortstop, will come and try to make something happen here for the Merchants in the 4th. They've yet to put a base runner on the pads. They've made contact 3 times in the infield. Pitch, big swing out of his shoes for Laxa for strike number 1. Count 0-1. Pitches inside. Laxa will walk off. It looks like that might have clipped the umpire. Mater looking around to talk with him. Laxa will step back into the batter's box. The left-handed batter with some hot pink batting gloves, and he'll slice that one to second base. Murillo will catch it. Moran will make the catch over at first, and that'll be it. Once again, Mendez has faced the minimum. 12 batters have stepped to the plate so far for the Merchants, and the score is still 1-0. And the Blues will lead off the fourth with CJ Moran, followed by Tate Blasey and Kosei Suzuki when we get back. Jack Karst to the mound for the Merchants. The right-handed pitcher from San Joaquin Delta College. And he'll face CJ Moran. Moran, who singled in the second before getting caught in a pickle going for second. The first pitch to Moran will get away from the catcher, Nate Lynn, for ball one. The count 1-0 to Moran here in the fourth. The Blues able to score the first run of the game in the third after an RBI single from Cesar Chavez, who scored Cutter Gage Webb. The Blues left 2 runners on in that inning. Count 1-1. Pitch is outside for ball 2. Strike 2 to Moran, the count even. Moran playing at first today has had quite a bit of action for ground outs for the Merchants, and as he sends that one to third base, sent over to Fabian Gomez at first, and that'll be out number 1 here in the bottom of the fourth inning. The designated hitter, Tate Blasey, will step to the plate. Struck out swinging in his first at bat, hitting in the 7-hole today. Blazy laces that one down the left field line. It looks like that'll drop just foul. It'll actually hit off the ground onto the wall out in left field, but on the wrong side of the line, and he'll head back to first, grab his bat from Kosei Suzuki, who's on deck. He'll have to take a couple more hacks at it. Count is 0-1. The designated hitter will let that one go by for the first ball of the at-bat. Tate Blazy also in the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference with Blues teammate Jake Hicksonball. He plays for Colorado Mesa. As he sends that one to shallow right field, and the second baseman, Alec Nava, will get a hold of that for out number 2. Kosei Suzuki will look to make something happen here in the 4th. The first pitch low and outside for ball number 1. Suzuki, who is originally from Japan, as he sends that one to the shortstop, who will glove it backhand and drop the ball on the transfer. That'll be an error to get Suzuki on base and bring up Jake Hicksonball. The Blues have had a base runner in every inning so far. Kosei Suzuki, the first one of this inning, and Jake Hicksonball will step to the plate in the number 9 hole, looking to move him around. First pitch low and inside for ball 1. Suzuki over at first. A modest lead with 2 outs. And there he goes. He'll take off for for second base, but Hicksonball will foul that one off, and Suzuki will have to go back. The count 1-1 to Hicksonball with 2 outs and a runner on first. The top of the order on deck in Cutter Gage Webb, who flew out in the first and singled in the third. That ball will go thrown over to first. A little leap from Fabian Gomez to keep the ball from getting away from him. Count 1-1. The pitch to Hicksonball is swung on for strike number 2. The count 1-2 to Hicksonball. That ball is a called strike 3 to Hicksonball, and that'll be it for the 4th inning. The Blues leave 1 runner on with no hits in the 4th. Hicksonball strikes out, looking to end it, and the Blues will have to keep it going in the 5th inning with only 1 run scored for either team on the game so far. Mendez going into his 5th inning here at Sinsheimer on this lovely 6 p.m. game against the Alameda Merchants. He has not let up a hit or a base runner so far in the game. He'll face Tyson Ellis here in the 5th. The first pitch, a called strike to Ellis, who flew out to left field in his first at-bat in the 2nd inning. He is the designated hitter for the Merchants today. Pitch is low. They ask if he goes. He did not. The pitch is swung on, and that'll be strike 2. The count 1-2 to Ellis. Mendez taking the lead here for the first batter of the 5th inning. Ellis, originally from Union City, California, goes to Cal State University East Bay, before that West Valley College. The pitch is swung on and sent right up the middle, and that'll be it for the no-hitter. Tyson Ellis, a single in the 5th inning. The first base runner that Mendez has led up all summer so far for the Blues. And that'll be Tyson Ellis to do it. A single up the middle of the field. And the Merchants have a runner on the pads. Gio Martini, the left fielder, will step to the plate, looking to capitalize on their one runner of the game so far. Martini shows bunt, and it looks like that hit him, and he will take off. And he'll take off for first base. Dean Trainer will step out of the dugout. And there'll be no discussion. It looks like Gio Martini was hit by pitch, and quickly there are 2 runners on the pads for the Merchants in the 5th inning. Fabian Gomez will now come to the plate, and he will try to make something happen now with 2 runners on. Tyson Ellis with a single and gets to second off the hit by pitch by Gio Martini, who stands at first. Oh. A called strike to Gomez. As he shows bunt, Moran, the first baseman, will step in. Maria will shift over to first. That ball will get away from Mater, and that'll make the count 0-2. Looks like that hit off the bat of Gomez when he showed bunt. Pulled it back, but not in time, and he'll show it once again. The umpire calling time. Gomez will step back into the box. Martinez on the mound. There's 2 runners on and no outs in the 5th inning. The count 0-2. The pitch, and that'll be called strike 3 to Gomez. A big strikeout for Martinez with 1 runner in scoring position and 2 runners on the pads.
There's number 31, Nathan Lynn at the plate.
Nate Lynn, the catcher, steps to the plate. Moran off the bag over at first. The pitch is in the dirt for ball 1. Mater keeps it in control. No runners look to go. Martinez has now let 2 runners on the pads. The first time he has done so far this season. The 1-0 pitch is swung on. The count now even. A ball, a strike, and out. 2 runners on base for the Merchants. The score 1-0 the Blues. Here's the pitch. And that'll be called strike 2 to Lynn. Mendez looking to work his way out of the 2 runners on base. He struck out Fabian Gomez in the last at-bat. The count now 1-2 to Nate Lynn. The pitch is in the dirt. It'll get away from Mater. And Ellis will take third, and Martini on a pass ball will get to second. The count 2-2 to Lynn. 2 runners in scoring position for the Merchants. The Blues only lead by 1 run. 1 out, a sac fly could make the score even as Lynn fights off a ball, and it looks like maybe that hit him. He swung at the ball, and it looks like it hit him in return. He now stands over at first base. Dean Trainer out to home plate to talk with the umpire. He does not seem happy with the call made. No one seemed really aware of what was happening besides Lynn, who just started walking off towards first base.
While we have a break in the action, look at your program and see what colored dot is on the bottom corner of your program. That will let you know which course.
The other 2 umpires staying in the infield. None have come to congregate at home plate with Trainer and the umpire. Isaiah Landry, the number 8 batter, is up near the box. Dean Trainer seems to really disagree with the call made on the field. And he'll head back for the home dugout. He'll an attempt to speak with the umpire when unresolved. The base is now loaded here in the 5th inning. Mendez has hit 2 players, and the first, Tyson Ellis, who stands on third with the first hit of the game for the Merchants, as Landry has served strike number 1. A very different inning from what we've seen from Mendez in his last appearance on the mound and the last 4 innings. Faces just the minimum from the 1st to the 4th, and a leadoff hit in the 5th seems to just have set off this array of base runners for the Merchants. The count is 0-2 to the center fielder. There's only 1 out with the bases loaded. On first is Nate Lynn, who was just hit by pitch. On second, Gio Martini, who was also hit by pitch. And Tyson Ellis with a single up the middle. He started it off for the Merchants in the 5th. That ball is swung on and sent over to the Little League field behind the first base side.
Running after it, and our thanks to SLO Safe Ride for sponsoring our free foul ball.
CJ Moran at first and Comerford at third are on the infield grass. The center infielders stay back towards the outfield. Mendez sends in the pitch in the dirt. Mater keeps it in front of him. No runners look to go. The count now 1-2 to Landry with just 1 out here in the 5th inning. The Blues only leading by 1 run. Mendez will toss that ball off into the dugout and get a new one from his catcher. Three runners stand on the pads for the Merchants as Mendez looks to get out of the 5th inning. The count 1-2. That pitch, a ball upstairs. The count is even. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, and 3 runners on base. Isaiah Landry looking to capitalize on the base runners. Mendez shakes off the first and second offering, and it looks like the batter will call time. Landry stepping out of the box, getting a breather in this pretty high intense moment for him. About halfway through with the game, looking to make something happen with these runners, and he will send that one to right field. Kosei Suzuki will grab it in the air, but not before Tyson Ellis will run home. Mater attempts to tag the ball, falls out of his glove, and the Merchants will score the first run of the game for them. The score 1-1 in the 5th inning. A sac fly from Isaiah Landry to even out the score. Gio Martini stands on third base, and Nate Lynn on second. 2 runners still in scoring position. And Alec Nava, the 9-hole, will step to the plate not before Dean Traynor is out of the dugout and saying something to the umpire, but he'll head back. 2 outs now here in the 5th. Connor Mendez letting up the first run of the game as that ball is sent to shallow right field. Diego Murillo, the second baseman, will come over to make the catch. And that'll be it. Mendez hits 2 batters in the 5th, allows 1 hit. A sac fly scores the Merchants' first run of the game. The score now even going into the bottom of the 5th inning. Cutter Gage Webb will step to the plate in the bottom of the fourth inning, the top of the order, after the Merchants score their first run of the game in the fifth. After a sac fly from Isaiah Landry, scores Tyson Ellis, who got on base from a single, the first hit of the game for the Merchants. Cutter Gage Webb sends that one to left field on the first pitch. Gio Martini will make the catch. One pitch, one swing, one out to start off the fifth inning.
Next up, number 7, Diego Maria.
The second baseman, Diego Murillo, will step up to the plate, looking to make something happen here in the fifth. The score now tied 1-1. The Blues scoring their only run in the third inning. Murillo, who singled in his last at-bat. The first pitch, a strike. Murillo coming off a dominant day on Sunday against the Foresters, which moved him up to the number 2 spot in today's game. That pitch, a called strike number 2. Murillo quickly behind in the count. The pitch will be high and outside for ball number 1, as Murillo looks to make something happen here with a 1-2 count. The pitch to Murillo is low and outside. The count now even 2-2. Murillo recording just 1 of 4 hits for the Blues today as he fouls that one off. The first hit coming from CJ Moran in the second inning. A low-scoring game today. The Blues have recorded 4 hits. The Merchants just 1, as he is called out with a third strike from Jack Karst on the mound, and that'll be 2 outs with 2 batters faced here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Brendan Comerford to the plate. The first base runner of the game. He walked in his first at-bat, struck out in his second. He steps to the plate with 2 outs and nobody on base. The last base runner for the Blues coming from Kosei Suzuki in the last inning. He got on from an error from the shortstop, who bobbled the ball on the transfer. That'll be 2 balls to Suzuki. Kosei Suzuki, who's playing out in right today. You'll usually see him over there on that side of the field. Pitch low and outside for 3 straight balls to the number 8 batter. Three and 0 to Suzuki's. Gotta like it here. And that'll be a called strike 1. Kosei Suzuki from LaSalle out in Pennsylvania, and he will draw a walk.
We have a lost ring that we have recovered in the marketing tent. You have lost.
Suzuki has reached base in both of his plate appearances so far today.
Tell us what it looks like. And it's yours.
With 2 outs, Jake Hicksonball will step to the plate. Hixenbaugh, who grounded out to the second baseman in the third and struck out looking in the fourth. The Blues looking to get back that lead. Suzuki will run back to first after the catcher Nate Lynn throws it down. 2 outs in the fifth. The Merchants tied the game in the top. The Blues looking to fix that. The count is 0-1 with 2 outs. Suzuki on first base. Jake Hixenbaugh will call time and step out of the batter's box. Here's the pitch. Low and outside for ball one. Hixenbaugh playing out in left today. Sorry, this is Chavez at the plate on first is Comerford, and now that's really at second is Comerford.
Number 3289, the 289, 3289. Go to the marketing tab, get your follow.
Not sure where I was looking there. To clarify, Brennan Comerford draws a walk. He goes to first now, takes off for second after the pass ball to Cesar Chavez.
As to Aerovista Dental, Aesthetic Eye Care, Air Gas, and Allied Beverages. Other sponsors include Big Brand Tire, B&B Collision Repair, Ashley Advanced Engineering, Arrowhead LLC.
Head coach will step to the mound,
Ancient Owl, and Andrew Goodman Designs.
looking to
All sponsors
calm down his pitcher, Jack Karst. Karst, who started off the inning with the first out coming from Cutter Gage Webb, who flew out to left in a strikeout looking to Diego Murillo. He walks Comerford, who takes off for second on a pass ball. The count 2-1 to Cesar Chavez, who is at the plate. A runner in scoring position for the Blues. Pitch is low and outside for ball three. Chavez ahead of the count. Comerford stands on second base. And Chavez will go to first on a walk. Back-to-back walks in the fifth inning. The Blues have 2 runners on with 2 outs, and Miles Mader will step to the plate. Mader, who walked himself in the second and flew out in the third. Looks to bring in at least 1 run to win back the Blues' lead. The first pitch, a called strike. The wind blowing from right to left. Mader swings and misses on strike 2. Comerford making some action over on second. The Blues needing to capitalize on their base runners. Mater calls time. The Blues have had 9 base runners in the game today. They brought around one of them. Comerford dancing over on second, and Karst will put the pitch off the plate for ball number 1. The first baseman, Fabian Gomez, off the bag. Both runners making lots of action. Mater will slice that one down the third base line. It'll fall foul. He will stay alive in this at-bat. 2 outs in the 5th inning. The score tied. The fans looking for some more blue score, you score pricing if Comerford makes his way to home. The pitch. And that'll be strike 3 to Mater. The third out here in the 5th inning. The Blues will leave 2 runners on, both who got on by drawing walks and 2 strikeouts. The third to finish out the inning. The score 1-1 going into the top of the 6th inning. Mendez back on the mound for the Blues in the 6th inning, surpassing his inning count of his first appearance, where he went just 5. Went 5 innings with 11 strikeouts. But he will come back in here in the 6th inning. The 5th, a very dynamic inning for the Merchants. They put one across home plate to even the score to 1-1. They get 2 hit by pitches. and fill the base paths. Unable to capitalize on all those runs, but Isaiah Landry with a sac fly scores Tyson Ellis for that one run. Mendez gets out of it relatively unscathed, and he will look to keep that going here in the 6th inning. He will face the top of the order in Trey Johnson. The first pitch, a ball low and outside. Johnson, who flew out in his first appearance and struck out in his second. He was the first out both times, and he'll fly off towards the third base side. The count is 1-1. Mendez, his first time going 6 innings so far with the Blues. He's under 70 pitches going into this inning. Regardless of that 5th inning, still an incredibly impressive outing, facing just the minimum in the first 4, letting up just 1 hit so far in the game. The 2 hit by pitches get the bases loaded in the 5th and able to get out of that with only 1 run scored. The count is 2-1, and a ball down the middle for a called strike 2. The count even. It's Jersey night here at Sinsheimer. The fans all dressed in the best. Mendez shakes off the first pitch. He'll come set, and that ball will be fouled off over the third base side, over into the visitors' bullpen.
Again, thanks to SLO Safe Ride for sponsoring our free foul balls.
Trey Johnson staying alive in this at-bat. The Blues already calling for hot sauce. The count 2-2. Johnson in his 3rd appearance at the plate. Here's the pitch, and that ball is outside to make the count full. Trey Johnson, who is originally from Walnut Creek, California, a Trojan at Skyline College. The pitch to him is swung on for strike 3, and Mendez sits down the first batter of the inning.
3-3-5-5. We have a bottle of SLO Heat waiting for you at the marketing tent for Downtown Creole Cafe. 33-55. Here's the third baseman, Nico Rodriguez.
The third baseman, Nico Rodriguez, to the plate, struck out swinging in both of his at-bats on the game so far. Tight to the plate. Rodriguez, a called strike to start off his at-bat. The count is 0-1 as Rodriguez swings out of his shoes for strike number 2. A sophomore at Wichita State University. Sits at 5'9", 170 pounds. The count 0-2 with 2 outs. Here's the pitch, and he swings on for strike number 3, his 3rd time striking out. A little hat trick for Mendez to Rodriguez. And he has sat down the first 2 batters of the 6th inning. Kai Laxa to the plate. He is yet to strike out today. A fly out to left in his first at-bat and a ground out to second in his second at-bat. Who will step to the plate with hot pink gloves. And the first pitch will be low and outside for ball one. Kai Laxa goes to Pepperdine University. Before that, West Valley College. As a Viking in 2 seasons, he played in 69 games with 244 at-bats, with 85 hits, 25 doubles, 1 triple, 8 home runs for a .348 career average. Originally from San Francisco, California. The count is 0-2 to Laxa. Martinez looking for his 3rd K of the inning, and he will hit Laxa in the helmet. It looks like he's all right. He stands up. He fell down looking to dodge it. Mendez comes in. And the third base coach will head down to Laxa, walk him to first. Make sure that his shortstop is okay after getting nailed in the head with the ball. He'll walk to first base. It looks like he's all right. He'll stay on the pads. He'll go into run. And he looks pretty all right over there. So Kai Laxa will step to first base. The first base runner of the inning, and Tyson Ellis, who recorded the first and only hit for the Merchants today, will step to the plate. He'll come up with 1 runner on, and the first pitch will be swung on and sent to Diego Murillo at second. He'll toss it right over to his teammate CJ Moran at first. And that'll be it for the 6th inning for the Merchants. They leave 1 runner on, no errors, 2 strikeouts for Mendez. The score still 1-1 going into the bottom of the 6th inning. To the mound for the Merchants, the right-handed pitcher, originally from San Jose, California. He will take over for Jack Karst here in the bottom of the 6th inning. The score tied 1-1. The Blues scoring the first run of the game in the 3rd inning. The Merchants coming back in the 5th to even it up. And CJ Moran will start it off. the first baseman hitting in that 6th hole. Nate Tichy from the University of Washington. His first pitch will go high for ball 1. Previously played at Pepperdine University. Appeared in 21 games with 4 starts. That ball goes inside. 25 strikeouts with 40 hits, a 6.06 ERA. He'll move over to be a Husky at the University of Washington. Moran sends that one high, and the shortstop will come into shallow left field to make the catch for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. The designated hitter, Tate Blasey, to the plate. He'll try to get the ball rolling here in the 6th. The Blues needing to score another run to gain back that lead. Blasey, who struck out and popped out so far in the game. He will take strike number 1. Blasey hitting 7th today. We've seen him quite a bit in the outfield and now also as the designated hitter. He will swing on for strike 2. The Blues have had a base runner in every inning so far. 9 to be exact. They've capitalized on 1. That pitch is low and outside for ball 1 to Blasey. Blasey, before attending Colorado Mesa, went to Barton Community College. As a Cougar, he appeared in 50 games with 145 at-bats, recorded 46 hits, 32 RBIs, 11 doubles, 3 triples, and 8 home runs. Struck out 32 times for a .317 average. That ball foul over the first base side. An on-base percentage of .466 with 21 walks. He now attends Colorado Mesa in the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference, won the RMAC regular season and tournament in this past season, and he will swing for strike number 3 in the second out of the 6th inning here at Sinsheimer Park. Kosei Suzuki will now step to the plate, the right fielder, wearing number 16. In Suzuki's last at-bat, he got on from an error from the shortstop, the only base runner of that inning, and he will swing for strike 1. In every inning so far, the Blues have put a runner on base. We'll see if they'll keep that going here in the 6th. When Suzuki did reach on an error, it was coming up with 2 outs, and he will lace that one into left field. That'll be a hit for Suzuki, and the first base runner of the 6th inning. Jake Hicksonball will come to the plate with 1 runner on. Suzuki keeping the inning going in the 6th. On deck, the top of the order, and Cutter Gage Webb. Hicksonball with a ground out and strikeout. The first pitch, a called strike. Hicksonball's 3rd season with the Blues. Sorry, 4th season with the Blues. Played in 23, 24, 25, and now 26. Suzuki with a hit and run, and Hicksonball will send that one into right field. Suzuki will make his way all the way round to third base. A great jump, and Hicksonball with a single. He'll land on first. And that'll bring up the top of the order and Cutter Gage Webb. 2 outs and a runner just 90 feet away from taking back the lead for the Blues. Webb with 2 flyouts on the day and a single. The only one to come all the way around for the Blues. Runners on the corner, and off goes Hicksonball for second. He'll slide in head first, but no throw from the catcher, Nate Lynn. And quickly, the Blues with 2 runners in scoring position. Kosei Suzuki with a single gets him on first and all the way round to third after a single from Hicksonball, who steals to get to second. Cutter Gage Webb with 1 ball and no strikes. The pitch is low for ball 2. Cutter Gage Webb in the position to bring another runner in for the Blues. The Texas native. 2 balls, no strikes. The pitch way inside. He
Everybody clap your hands.
gets out of the way for ball 3. He is gotta love it now. 3-0, 2 runners on. 2 outs in the 6th inning. The score tied. And the first strike to Cutter Gage Webb. Not surprising that we didn't see him swing at that one. Still ahead of the count, 3-1. The pitch way inside, and Webb will take first. The bases are loaded. On first, Cutter Gage Webb, who just drew a walk. On second, Jake Hicksonball with a single, and Kosei Suzuki stands on third with a single as well, all on 2 outs, and Diego Murillo to the plate. Murillo, who flew out in his first at-bat, singled in his second, and struck out in his 5th. But he is coming off a very exciting Sunday afternoon. Nate Lynn, the Merchants catcher, going to meet his pitcher on the mound. With 2 outs, Murillo needing to put the ball in play to bring a runner around. Murillo, who went 3 for 4 in the game against the Foresters on Sunday. A double and 2 singles. Here's the first pitch. Does he go? He does. Strike 1 to Murillo. The bases are loaded here at Sinsheimer in the 6th inning. Time is 8:03, start time of 6 p.m. The sun making its way down over the mountains surrounding the field. Pitch is high and inside. The count 1-1 to Diego Murillo, the second baseman for the Blues. Murillo, a hometown native, went to San Luis Obispo High School, currently goes to Cal Poly Pomona. The pitch high for ball 2. Murillo leads the count 2-1. On deck is Brendan Comerford, the third baseman. Kosei Suzuki stands 90 feet away. Jake Hicksonbaugh 180, both in scoring position. Cutter Gage Webb over at first. The infielders off of the base pads. And the pitch is low and outside. That is 3 balls to Diego Murillo. Way ahead in the count now. Nowhere for Nate Tichy to put him. The score tied. Just 1-1 here in the 6th inning. The pitch to Diego Murillo, and that'll be high. Nate Tichy will walk Kosei Suzuki across the plate. When the Blues score, you score, and they now lead 2-1 here in the 6th inning.
Field reporting line, both sides of the ballpark until the inning's over. Blues up 2-1.
Diego Murillo with an RBI walk to keep the game going here in the 6th inning, all on 2 outs. And the head coach for the Merchants will step to the mound, and he'll take the ball from Nate Tichy. We will let you know who is coming in to pitch for the Merchants when we get back. Diego de Santiago steps to the mound for the Merchants, the right-handed pitcher from Northwest Missouri State. He will inherit bases loaded, and Brendan Comerford will be the first one to face him for the Blues. Diego Murillo walks to score Kosei Suzuki and take back the lead here in the 6th inning. Comerford with a walk, a strikeout, and another walk for his first 3 pitches. The count is 1-1 to Comerford. On third base, Jake Hicksonball. On second, Cutter Gage Webb. And first, Diego Murillo as Comerford swings for strike number 2. One, 2 to Comerford with 2 outs. Every base runner coming on after the first 2 outs, and that'll be it for the Blues in the 6th inning. De Santiago finishes it out for Nate Tichy, and the Blues will put 1 runner across the plate, leaving 3 base runners on, going into the top of the 7th inning. Carson Boyer to the mound for the Blues in the top of the 7th inning. He will face Gio Martini in his first appearance on the mound in the game. The first pitch, a called strike. Called ball to Martini. The pitch is swung on and sent to Comerford at third base. He is unable to make the catch. The ball hit hard down to the corner Hickson ball grabs it, attempts to make the play, but Martini makes his way to first before he is able to.
Now number 8, Fabian Gomez.
Fabian Gomez to the plate. The first pitch, a ball. Gio Martini with a
Number 31, Nathan.
a fielder's choice gets off the lead runner, Gio Martini. Fabian Gomez will stand over at first as Nate Lynn, the catcher, steps to the plate. Pitch is swung on and sent right up the middle. Hickson ball grabs it, touches second himself, and throws it over to Moran at first. They are fired up on the field. That is a double play for the Blues to end the top of the 7th inning. They lead by 2 going into the bottom. Cesar Chavez leads it off for the Blues in the bottom of the 7th inning. The score still 2-1. The Blues gaining back their lead in the bottom of the 6th. The first pitch, a called strike. Chavez with a RBI single. He brought in Cutter Gage Webb for the first run of the game. and a walk in the 5th. Pitch is low for ball number 1. It's been a slow but exciting ball game here at Sinsheimer. The score just 2-1. 6 hits for the Blues and 3 for the Merchants as Chavez takes that ball inside. Seven batters to the plate for the Blues in the last inning. Bases loaded scores Kosei Suzuki. Does he go? Yes, he does. The count 2-2. Count even to Cesar Chavez. Looks to lead it off for the Blues in the 7th. And he will swing and send that one to the shortstop, who will glove it and send it over to the first baseman for the first out of the inning. 6-3 for out number 1. The Blues looking to score a few more insurance runs, leading by just 1. They scored the first run of the game in the 3rd inning. They kept that lead until the 5th, where the Merchants scored on a bases loaded situation. They were tied for about an inning and a half until the Blues scored their 2nd run in the 6th. Big swing from Mater for strike number 1. Mater with a walk, a flyout, and a strikeout so far on the day. No runners on in the 7th. Leading into the bottom half of the order. Mater sitting even at 5. The count is 1-1 with 1 out. The pitch, a called strike 2. It's Jersey night here at Sinsheimer. It's always fun being on the Central Coast because you never really know what you might see. You've got jerseys from all over California and then some. One-two pitch is fouled off towards the Little League field over the first base side.
Sponsor is SLO Safe Ride.
The count is 1-2 to the catcher, Miles Mater. On the mound is Diego de Santiago as Mater sends that one back out of the field into the orange stands.
Once again, thanks to SLO Safe Ride, sponsoring those free foul balls.
The sun beginning to set here at Sinsheimer. The wind dying down just a little bit. You can see it from the flag out in dead center field. The count is 1-2. Mater looking for a hit in the game, and he will swing for strike number 3. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning. CJ Moran will step to the plate for the Blues. Recorded a hit already on the game. 2 outs, no runners on. The Blues leading by just 1 run. It's 2-1 in the 7th inning. First pitch is fouled off into the parking lot on the third base side. Oh, 0-1 to Moran. Pitch is high and inside for ball 1. Moran has spent his collegiate career in San Diego, first at San Diego State University as an Aztec, and then at University of San Diego as a Torero, where he is now. 2 balls, 1 strikes to the Torero. The pitch from De Santiago is low and inside for ball 3. The count 3-1. Moran ahead. Hit leadoff for a while for the Blues. Saw him there pretty consistently over that 5-game homestand, or away stand, sorry, as Santiago throws in strike number 2. The count now full. Moved down a little bit in the order, but still has been effective with a hit in the 2nd inning. Count is full. The pitch is swung on and fouled off. He will stay alive. 3-2 to CJ Moran with 2 outs and no runners on. With 2 outs in the last inning, the Blues were able to draw the bases loaded and score a run. The count full. The pitch, a called strike 3 to CJ Moran. And that'll be it for the 7th inning. 2 more innings left. The score 1-2, the Blues leading. Isaiah Landry will lead it off for the Merchants in the 8th inning. They are trailing 1-2. Closed the gap for a little bit after scoring in the 5th inning as Landry sends that one foul down the third base side. The count quickly 0-2. The pitch way outside for ball one. Landry with 2 flyouts, the second being a sac fly that scored the only run for the Merchants on the day so far. The pitch, does he go? No, he does not. The count is even. Swung on and sent down the middle. Diego Murillo at second will catch it. He will send it to Moran, who will catch it off the bag, and Landry will make it to first. A single for Isaiah Landry to start off the top of the 8th inning. The number 9 hole, Alec Nava, to the plate now. The second baseman will come to the plate with a runner on first. He struck out looking in the third and popped out in the fifth. He shows bunt and lays one down foul for strike one. Moran stays over at first. Comerford coming in. Third baseman on the infield grass as Nava shows bunt once again. And Isaiah Landry takes off for second. He slides into a tag from Cutter Gage Webb over at shortstop. And as quickly as he is on, he is out on the base paths. The count is 1-1 to Nava. No longer showing bunt. That pitch is outside for ball 2. Two and one with 1 out in the 8th inning. Pitch is fouled back over the first base side. The Merchants needing to score another run to even it out. A low-scoring game, but exciting nevertheless. And Nava strikes out swinging for the second out of the 8th inning. That'll bring up the top of the order in Trey Johnson. He'll come to the plate for the 4th time today. He is yet to reach base. A fly out and 2 strikeouts for him today. First pitch comes in a strike. Big swing for strike number 2. Quickly behind in the count. Fans yelling for hot sauce. Here's the pitch. Low and outside for ball number 1. Trey Johnson at the plate. Count 1-2. The pitch is in the dirt. Gets away from Miles Mader in the squat. Evens out the count. 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Trey Johnson at the plate. Big swing from Johnson, and that is it for the top of the 8th inning. 3 outs, 3 batters. as the Blues head into the bottom of the 8th, looking to score a few more runs. Oh. Tate Blasey will lead it off for the Blues in the bottom of the 8th inning. The designated hitter, the first to step to the plate, looking to increase the score. First pitch is low and inside for ball number 1. Blasey hitting in that 7 spot. Has recorded 2 strikeouts and a pop out in the game so far as he laces that one right past the first baseman for a base hit to start off the bottom of the 8th inning for the Blues.
That's number 16, Kosei Suzuki.
A base hit will bring up Kosei Suzuki, the right fielder. Suzuki with a single in his last at-bat. Made it all the way around after the bases were loaded. An RBI walk from Diego Murillo brought him around for the second run of the game. Tate Blasey over on first. And big swing from Suzuki into left center field. That will drop for a base hit, and round goes Blasey to third. He will slide in head first. And Suzuki will advance to second on the throw. With just 2 batters, a runner is now just 90 feet away from scoring another 180 for Jake Hicksonball. A pitcher warming up in the Merchants bullpen. Jake Hicksonball at the plate with 2 runners on. He hits that one back to the home dugout. Tate Blasey on third, after a single, and Kosei Suzuki on second after advancing on the throw. The count is 0-1 to Hicksonball. Hixenbaugh singled in his last at bat. The ball called strike 2. No outs in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Blues leading by just 1 run. They've recorded 8 hits in the game so far as Hixenbaugh laces that one towards left field. That ball falls past the left fielder, and Tate Blasey will jog in for the 3rd run for the Blues today. Jake Hixenbaugh will make his way to second. Kosei Suzuki at 3rd. And that'll be a double for Jake Hixenbaugh on the 8th inning here at Sinsheimer. The sun has gone down, the lights are up, and the catcher will meet his infield and pitcher on the mound. Diego de Santiago still throwing for the Merchants here in the 8th. And that'll bring out the Merchants head coach. Pitcher warming up in the bullpen. And it looks like that'll be it for Diego de Santiago. We will let you know who is coming in here in the 8th for the Merchants in just a second. Jaden Bitter now on the mound for the Merchants. He'll come in the bottom of the 8th inning. He'll inherit 2 base runners. Tate Blasey scoring just a few moments ago. There are no outs, and he will face Cutter Gage Webb, the leadoff for the Blues tonight. The first pitch is low and outside for ball 1. Bitter, now a player at Gardner Webb University. Before that, a Cardinal at Ball State, a Division I in the Mid-American Conference. And he will step off for his catcher, Nate Lynn. Will jog out to the mound. Bitter has pitched just one pitch so far in the game. It was a ball to Cutter Gage Webb, and Nate Lynn, the catcher, will jog back behind the plate. As a Cardinal at Ball State, he appeared in 12 games, starting just one of them. Pitched 18 innings with 21 strikeouts. That ball is hit down the left field side, false foul. An ERA of 10. Before Ball State, he played at Gavilan College, a community college in the Coast Conference. As a Ram, he appeared in 39 games. That pitch gets away from Nate Lynn. The count now 2-1. On third base stands Kosei Suzuki. On second, Jake Hicksonbaugh. Tate Blasey led it off for the Blues in the 8th. A single which eventually brought him all the way around to increase the Blues lead 3-1. The count 2-1 to KG Dub. And that'll be a strike 2 called to the Blues shortstop. The middle infield, really the whole infield on the infield grass. First through third, all their toes touching the infield. Here is the pitch, and that hits Cutter Gage Webb in the feet. And quickly, the bases are loaded here at Sinsheimer once again.
Coming to the plate now for the Blues, number 7, Diego Murillo.
Diego Murillo to the plate now. He will step up with bases loaded here in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Blues have already put one across here in the 8th. Looking to keep it going with no outs. Jaden Bitter recently to the mound. The pitch hits him. Diego Murillo hit by pitch, and that will bring in Kosei Suzuki. The second run of the inning, the 4th of the game. Back-to-back hit by pitches to Cutter Gage Webb and Diego Murillo. The bases will stay loaded. Jake Hicksonbaugh will stand over on third, Cutter Gage Webb on second, Diego Murillo on first. Brendan Comerford to the plate. The Blues have really capitalized here in the 8th. The only inning in which they've scored more than one run, as Comerford fouls off the first pitch. Comerford walked in his first at bat, struck out in his second, walked in his third, and then struck out in his 4th. If history repeats itself, this will be another walk, but that ball will fly very close to Comerford. It won't hit him, but that will be ball number 1. 2 back-to-back hit by pitches to the number 1 and 2 batter. They now stand on second and first. Every infielder on the grass as Comerford swings over to third base. The force out at home. Nico Rodriguez will throw it home to Nate Lynn, the catcher, and Jake Hicksonbaugh will be out. The bases are still loaded. Comerford will reach on a fielder's choice.
Blues, number 49, Cesar Chavez.
The first out of the inning to Jake Hicksonball on a fielder's choice in a bases loaded situation. Cesar Chavez to the plate. The bases are still loaded. And that will be a wild pitch to score Cutter Gage Webb. Pitch goes right over Cesar Chavez's head. He ducks out of the way, but the ball will make its way to the backstop, and Cutter Gage Webb will come in for the 5th run. The bases are no longer loaded. Diego Murillo stands on 3rd and Comerford on 2nd. The Blues have now scored 3 runs here in the 8th. The pitch to Comerford is sent high into the night sky. And it looks like neither of the right fielder or center fielder had any idea where that ball was. They both looked up, expecting the other one to catch it. They completely lost it in the night. That ball just falls dead in between the right fielder and center fielder. And 2 more runs score. Diego Murillo comes in for the 4th of the inning and Comerford for the 5th. The score now 7-1. Cesar Chavez stands over on 2nd. He'll record a double on, well, Mother Nature's accord, I guess. Both the center fielder and right fielder just stood dead in their positions, neither one having any clue which way to move. Miles Mader now to the plate. He'll come to the plate with just 1 out and 1 runner standing on 2nd base. Night has certainly fallen here at Sinsheimer. The score is 7-1, Blues leading the Merchants. Going into this inning, the score just 2-1. That ball very wild, and Chavez will make his way all the way to 3rd.
3-3-3-4. 33-34. You've got a fast speed seat cushion waiting for you at the marketing tent.
Chavez already taking off for 3rd before the pitch made it to the backstop. That'll be a stolen base to get him to 3rd base. A runner now 90 feet away from quadrupling the score as to when they came in. Miles Mader will drop that one into very shallow center field, and there it goes. Cesar Chavez comes in for the 8th run of the day. Miles Mader with a single, and CJ Moran will step to the plate. The Blues have batted around in the 8th inning, but it looks like that might be it for Jaden Bitter. He'll step off the mound, and the Merchants will look to their bullpen to finish out the 8th inning. We will let you know who the new pitcher is when we get back. the ninth batter of the inning, CJ Moran steps to the plate, and he will face the new pitcher, Griffin Sutton. Sutton will step to the mound with a runner on first in Miles Mater. Big swing from Moran for strike number 1. Tate Blasey started off the inning with a single, followed by Suzuki with a single himself and a double from Hicksonbaugh. Blasey, Suzuki, Cutter Gage Webb, Murillo, Brendan Comerford, and Chavez have all scored in this inning. The only inning in which the Blues have scored more than 1 run. In fact, they've scored 6 and are still going with only 1 out and a runner on first. CJ Moran, the count 1-1. Here's the pitch. Big swing from Moran for strike number 2. Moran recorded a single in the second inning, his first at bat, followed by a ground out and a pop out. Count is 1-2. The pitch gets away from the catcher, Lynn, and Mater goes for second. He rounds but will stay there. That'll be a pass ball. And the count is 2-2 with a runner on second base. Moran looking to keep this inning going. The pitch is swung on and sent high into the infield. The shortstop will make the catch for out number 2 here in the 8th inning. Tate Blasey, who started off this rally here in the 8th inning, will step to the plate once again. The designated hitter singled in his first at-bat of this inning will now come to the plate with 2 outs and a runner on second. The first pitch, a called strike number 1. Tate Blasey, who has struck out twice and popped out before this inning. Big swing from Blasey for strike number 2. The Blues now lead 8-1. Certainly secured their security runs. 0-2 to Blasey. The pitch is swung on and fouled back. Blasey will stay alive. On deck, Jose Suzuki, the right fielder. Miles Mater with a big lead over on second. The pitch. And that'll be a ball. Count 1-2 to Tate Blasey. The center infield black on the outfield line. The first and third baseman pushed off their back as well. The pitch. A called ball. The count 2-2. Deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. A runner on second. It's gone cold here at Sinsheimer, but the boys are still playing. The ball is in the dirt. The count is quickly full. Blasey working back from an 0-2 count. Staying alive here in his second at-bat of the 8th. The pitch is outside, and Blasey draws a walk, his second time reaching base in this inning. Coming to the plate with 2 outs, falling behind quickly with an 0-2 count, works his way back through to a walk. Kosei Suzuki to the plate now. Suzuki in the 2 innings prior to this one got on base, coming up with 2 outs. The first pitch to him, a called strike. Miles Mader on second. Tate Blasey on first. Count 0-1. Ball is low and outside. Suzuki's second appearance at the plate in this inning. He singled in his first appearance and eventually was brought all the way around to score as he fouls that one back to the press box.
We have that one here in the press box.
The count is 1-2.
Safe Ride for sponsoring our free foul balls.
Griffin Sutton came to the mound, recorded the second out in the inning, looking to finish it out, and he won't quite yet. Kosei Suzuki with a single up the middle. That will bring in Miles Mader.
You score. And we keep pouring. $3 Coors Light and Coors Banquet plus $4 glasses.
7 runs scored in the bottom of the 8th inning. 7 runs scored in the bottom of the 8th inning. Kosei Suzuki with an RBI single.
For his second appearance.
He'll reach second off the throw to third in an attempt to get Tate Blasey out. It won't be in time. So runners on second and third for Jake Hicksonbaugh, who doubled in his last at-bat in this inning. The Blues just keep it moving. First pitch is outside for ball number 1. Hicksonbaugh got out on a force out to home in the bases loaded situation earlier on in this inning. Ball low and outside. His double scored Tate Blasey. Blasey, who now stands on third once again. Here's the pitch. Big swing from Hicksonbaugh for strike number 1. Seven of the 9 batters who have stepped to the plate so far today in this inning have scored. As Hicksonbaugh fouls that one back. The deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on. The bottom of the 8th inning. The Blues now leading 9-1. And that'll be it for the bottom of the 8th inning. The Blues score 7 runs. They leave 2 runners on after hitting all the way around and then some. And they now lead 9-1 going into the top of the 9th inning.
Against the Alameda Merchants.
Savino to the mound for the Blues here in the top of the 9th inning. What an 8th inning for the Blues. They now lead 9-1. Zach Savino appearing in his 5th game so far for the Blues this season. Originally from Atascadero, California. The first pitch, a called strike. As that ball is sent over the first base side.
Thanks to SLO Safe Ride for sponsoring our free foul balls today.
Ethan Reeder at the plate came in for Nico Rodriguez. The count 0-2 to Reeder. Rodriguez finished the day 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Ethan Reeder now with a ball and 2 strikes to lead off the 9th inning. The pitch, low and outside for ball number 2. The count now even. Zach Savino's 5th appearance with the Blues. And quickly the count is full. A low pitch for ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Ethan Reeder. Reeder, who is originally from San Francisco, California, and he'll send that one up the line. Diego Murillo will grab it. He'll send it over to first base, but off the bag and not in time. A leadoff base runner for the Merchants as they are trailing 8 in the top of the 9th inning. Kai Laxa will stay in the game and step to the plate. Laxa with the fly out, a ground out, and hit by pitch so far today. He'll step to the plate with a runner on first in an attempt to do something about the long 8th inning for the Blues. The first pitch, a strike. Ball is low and outside. The count 1-1. Small lead from Reeder over on first. That pitch is swung on and sent to Hicksonball. He'll toss it to Murillo at second. Over to Moran at first. A double play here in the top of the 9th inning. Quickly, the Blues send 2 runners back to the dugout. A 6-4-3. And the designated hitter, Tyson Ellis, will... Sorry, it looks like that'll be a pinch hitter. Kyle Sandner will come in for Tyson Ellis, hitting cleanup. He'll step to the plate for the first time today with 2 outs and nobody on. Big swing for strike number 1. Kyle Sandner, a Mustang at San Joaquin Delta College, where he's played the last 2 years as Savino sends in strike number 2. Count is 0-2 with 2 outs in the top of the 9th inning. The Blues leading 9-1. The pitch from Savino. A cold strike 3 to Kyle Sandner, and that will be it for the ball game. The Blues coming back and scoring
We'll be back again tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Until then, thanks for coming
7
out and have a safe trip
runs
home.
in the bottom of the 8th inning, and then finishing it out facing just 3 batters in the top of the 9th. Zach Savino comes in to finish it out, and the Blues take home yet another game. They break up that little 2-game losses, both of which at home, and they give the Blues fans another win, and an exciting one at that. I mean, you look at the beginning of this game and then the second half, and you would not expect it to all have happened within the same ballpark. Connor Mendez starts off the game. He goes up 3 and down 3 the first 4 before letting in the first hit of the day in the 5th inning from Tyson Ellis, who eventually is brought around to score the only run the Merchants score in the game, coming from the 5th inning. The Blues are able to hold them off 6 through 9, and the Merchants doing almost similarly to the Blues. The Blues score their first run in the 3rd. They don't score again until the 6th inning, where they score just 1 and lead only by 1. At that point, the score is 2-1, and something turns around for the Blues in the 8th. Let's take a little look at that bottom of the 8th for the Blues. It all starts with Tate Blasey, the designated hitter, hitting in the 7 hole. He leads off the inning with a single. Kosei Suzuki comes up behind him, a single himself, and 2 runners on for the Blues. Jake Hicksonball with a huge double brings around Blasey and puts Kosei Suzuki just 90 feet away from home. Cutter Gage Webb hit by pitch puts him on, and an RBI hit by pitch from Diego Murillo scores Kosei Suzuki. Already that was 2 runs for the Blues, and the bases stayed loaded. The Blues bring around 3 more runs in that inning. 7 of the 9 batters scoring. The only 2 who do not are CJ Moran, who popped out in his only at bat in that inning, and Jake Hicksonball, who scored Tate Blasey on his double, but a force out at home gets him out as the first run of the day, of the inning, sorry. What a game for the Blues. In similar fashion, they go out later on in the game and bring it home for the Blues Nation here at Sinchheimer. They'll be back taking on the Alameda Merchants tomorrow, 6 p.m. start. Once again, we'll be here on the Blues streaming network. Tune in a little bit early for that pregame show, and we will be back at you guys tomorrow. My name is Addy Daudet. It has been a